So after a really great season last year, is it fair to say that The Flash is running out of speed for this season? The Flash Season 3, starring Grant Gustin, Carlos Valdez, Danielle Panabaker, Jesse L. Martin, Candice Patton, Tom Cavanaugh, and also introducing to the cast, Tom Felton. So The Flash Season 3 picks up about 3 months after the events of the finale for Season 2, where we see Barry has saved his mother and therefore created the Flashpoint universe. However, firstly here is where we have our major problem with this season, as unfortunately they tend to wrap everything up all in one episode, whereas Flashpoint could have been this great big 2 or 3 episode arc. And they don't even have an early crossover with some of the other characters like they could have done from the comic book, and made kind of like alternate versions of those characters. But as the season goes on, we see that we are introduced to our main, well, not main villain, but kind of like secondary villain of the first half of the season, known as Alchemy. But unfortunately, when he's revealed, it's kind of obvious who he is, but thankfully that character does end up joining Team Flash and becoming quite a worthwhile member. Now, it has to be said, a lot of the storylines for this season are very hit and miss, as there are some really great episodes, particularly featuring Jesse Wells, who is Harrison Wells from Earth 2's daughter, but unfortunately a lot of the season does get convoluted and kind of is a bit of a mess. However, one of the great things that they do here is making Wally West into Kid Flash, and therefore becoming the Flash's sidekick, and the dynamic between them two is just really fantastic to see. However, when we're introduced to the main villain, which is Savitar, it's kind of a shock to find out who he actually is at the tail end of this season, but I know a lot of people were very unhappy when this was revealed. I am kind of one of them as well. However, one of the most saving graces of this season is that we are introduced to a new version of Harrison Wells, this time known as HR from Earth 19, and I have to say this, he is hands down the funniest version of this character, considering we got such a grumpy one in Season 2. And there are quite a few twists and turns this season that are a real surprise and really keep you on the edge of your seat. But it's just unfortunate some of the decisions that this season took, particularly one with how they kind of wrote Grant Gustin's Barry Allen. Like Oliver Queen, they made him this dark, broody and real aggressive character this season. Now, I know it's probably a reaction to what happened to him at the end of Season 2, but still, I was kind of missing that happy, chirpy Barry Allen. And as for the crossover, it is hands down one of the best I've seen, as we see all these characters come together at long last. You know, we see Supergirl crossover with the Flash, obviously, and the Green Arrow and his team, as well as the Legends of Tomorrow. And of course, who are they fighting? They're aliens, which is a really interesting dynamic to see. And it all leads well into the 100th episode of Arrow, but more on that on my next review. But thankfully, with this season, although it does get a convoluted mess in the middle with just way too much going on, they soon iron things out in the finale, and especially in the last 2 or 3 episodes, and it really pulls on your emotional heartstrings as to what happens in that finale. But unfortunately, some of it does feel as too little too late, as unfortunately this season does come across as a mess, but I'm really hopeful for Season 4, and I'm hoping that they tighten up some of those screws. My final verdict is a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching this, guys, as always. Now it's over to you, so feel free to comment below and tell me what your thoughts are on The Flash Season 3. And as always, guys, if you are new to my channel, feel free to click here to see more and subscribe, as I do make new videos as often as I can. And don't forget to click that bell so that you're always notified of whenever a future video is posted. And as always, guys, I shall see you all on the next one, and take care.